FTSE. I am Sam.
I am Taz.
And there's two other people here, but they don't want to be seen.
I do.
They're called Z and Richard. I needed a name for when I started doing producing, and turned to Taz and was like, what should we call it? And the news was on, and as a bit of an in-joke, we called it FTSE after the FTSE 100, because we are pretty anti-capitalist.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Me and Buckley have known each other the longest, you can't see. Me and him, we've been mates since we were about 16, 17, which is like 10, 11 years ago. He used to play in a punk band, I used to play in a punk band, and we used to like play shows together, and we hooked up through that. So we know each other then, and then me and Taz met about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Again when I was in a band, and Taz came to a show and she fell in love with me there and then.
I didn't.
Yeah, she did. And, and then we kind of started seeing each other. I left that band and then moved in together, and then we got married a year or so later. That was a beautiful story, wasn't it?
It was lovely.
And then we met Z because we needed a drummer, and some friends of ours that we know that play, that are from Leicester, contacted them, because that's where we live, saying, oh, do you know anyone knocking about who'd be a good kind of session drummer to join what we're doing? And they said, you need to talk to Mr. Azizi Cole. So we spoke to him, and he came down and he smashed it out of the park, and he's been stuck with us ever since.
Yeah, and we're really pleased that we did get
super
Z.
Pleased.
Because he's a good part of the team, isn't he?
Yeah. Whenever I'm writing something, or playing around with something, or working on something for somebody else, or whatever it is I'm doing, if Taz doesn't know it, she'll walk in the room while I'm working on it, she'll go, oh, that sounds just like, and she'll say whatever it is, and I'll be like, oh, I might as well stop. You know what I mean? So you can describe it.
Oh, cheers. This is like the hardest question for us, I think, because there's elements of so many different types of music. There's pop stuff in there, there's got punk elements, there's hip hop, there's all different kinds, garage, like we were talking about earlier. But it doesn't sit neatly in any genre at all. What do we call it that I made up?
Post-punk hip hop.
Post-punk hip hop.
That was pretty cool.
It.
I mean, I think the thing is that, the problem that we have, and probably will have even more so moving forward with the record, is that you kind of have like your cool indie kind of weirder left field stuff, and then you have your kind of poppy mainstream, and there's, when it comes to like electronic stuff, there isn't really anything else. You kind of sat in one of those camps, and we don't fit into either of those camps. I mean, there's stuff that's way too poppy to fit in with the left stuff, but then at the same time the content and the way it's delivered, and the fact that it's not pinned down to just being one type of electronic music kind of forces it to be in this kind of middle lane between everything else.
Bag of fun. Isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bag of fun. It's a bag of apocalyptic fun.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
Bit sad, bit fun.
Yeah. It's a lot more aggy than anything that we released before. Mm-hmm. A lot more bombastic. Yeah, I don't know, it's a lot more to the point, and it's funny because some of it's been done for so long.
Yeah.
Like, we've been working about a year and a half ahead of ourselves here, so like, we're only really gearing up for the album now, and in that space of time there's been an EP out or whatever, and it's kind of like that will...
There's some songs that are more like transitional from kind of the EPs into what we're doing like now. When I say now, I mean the newer songs that we've done. So isn't there? So there's like a more
and there's a
slow
direct kind of line through to kind of where we're going. I think one of the things, especially with the record, that really holds it all together is there's a big world music element to it. Without us actually, that was something again that kind of just came through. Naturally.
We're writing the album as well in Cuba.
Yeah, because we did some of the record out in Cuba, but it was a really natural. We didn't sit down. We didn't think about anything. We didn't think about how we wanted it to be. We just kind of kept writing, I guess, and it found itself.
I think that's one of the. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I think that's one of the biggest points is that all the music we do is like completely not forced. If it's not going to work or we don't want to do it, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's why we're so kind of happy with what we've got now, because
Yeah,
we're
man.
really actually pleased with it, and we know that it's what we believe in. It's some of it is a bit aggy, but it's
Everyone
for a
likes getting
reason, and
aggy.
we're really proud of it.
Yeah, man. Facebook, which I think is Thank FTSE or FTSE
Oh, it is,
Music.
yeah,
I think it needs to change to one of that, and there's a SoundCloud as well, which is SoundCloud/Thank FTSE. That's the way to do it.